Yu Zhenghai nodded slightly as he surveyed the area. It was commendable that a minor gang like this had such countermeasures. Rustle! Rustle! The weeds in the forest around the stronghold parted, revealing many huge ballistae. When he saw the ballistae, Yu Zhenghai walked with his hands on his back to Zhu Honggong and calmly said, "Old Eighth, I've underestimated you." Zhu Honggong chuckled. "Eldest senior brother, this is our base after all. We can't do without some tricks up our sleeves. Otherwise, we would have been eradicated a long time ago." The ballistae were ready. Zhu Honggong looked at the flying chariot in the sky and said spiritedly, "These ballistae will spell the doom of the flying chariot. Fire!" The righteous sect did not even have time to speak before the ballistae were fired into the sky. Whoosh! 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 The ballistae fired fiercely into the air. The cultivators needed to conjure up a dense layer of energy around the flying chariot to protect it from these projectiles. Otherwise, the flying chariot would sink if the projectile breached a protective barrier. Bolts that were as thick as a human's arm shot toward their target. The sounds from the 10 ballistae resounded throughout the forest. The expression of the cultivators around the flying chariot changed dramatically as they continued to maintain the protective barrier. Boom! 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 The cultivator protective barrier repelled the projectiles. Zhu Honggong frowned. They're sure putting a lot of effort into this. The ballistae were usually effective against ordinary flying chariots. Even if they could not kill the cultivators, they could still scatter their enemy's formation and sink the flying chariot. However, it was more difficult to use them against cultivators with profound cultivation bases. Again! Zhu Honggong ordered. Exhaust their primal chi. Naturally, more bolts were fired. Meanwhile, the flying chariot was already upon Tiger Ridge. Swoosh! 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 Another volley of bolts shot toward the flying chariot. The cultivators flanking the flying chariot unleashed their protective energies once more. The bolts were repelled as halos surfaced on protective energies in the air. On board of the flying chariot, a deep voice resounded throughout Tiger Ridge. "Zhu Honggong, as it turns out, you've been hiding here. You managed to escape from the Green Jade altar previously. Let's see where you're going to run off to this time." Dozens of cultivators stepped out of the flying chariot and walked in the air. "Gang Master, the ballistae aren't working. Should we retreat?" "Shut up," Zhu Honggong barked. His eldest senior brother was next to him. How could he embarrass himself in front of his eldest senior brother? He turned around and looked at Yu Zhenghai and said with a sheepish smile, "Senior brother, your junior brother is incompetent." Then Zhu Honggong waved his arms and said loudly, "Octagon formation." The other gang members echoed in response. Heaven, earth, wind, cloud, dragon, tiger, bird, snake, all are in position. Activate. With Tiger Ridge in the center, a circle that was half dark and half light appeared. Outside the circle, 8 different formations lit up. Yu Zhenghai nodded slowly in praise. Looks like 8 junior brother isn't too stupid. Indeed, Tiger Ridge's geography is well suited for the execution of an octagon formation. "You flatter me, eldest senior brother." Zhu Honggong, who had been praised by his eldest senior brother, felt as though he was walking on air. After all, he was rarely praised in his entire life. Yu Zhenghai spoke with his hands on his back. The octagon formation is a Taoist formation. It's capable of muddling the primal chi in the surroundings, gathering it at the center and forming a surging stream. Any flying chariot that gets near it will certainly be brought down. "I'm always impressed by your vast knowledge, eldest senior brother," Zhu Honggong said. At this moment, the flying chariot was right above Tiger Ridge. The octagon formation was also completed. The primal chi around them surged. The resulting gust of wind stirred the cloud. Under the effect of the octagon formation, the primal chi condensed into energy. A huge vortex appeared above Tiger Ridge. When an elder from the righteous sect saw this, he hastily cried out in alarm. "This is bad. It's an octagon formation. Avoid it. Avoid it now." The flanking cultivators channeled their primal chi with all their might to move the flying chariot. Yu Zhenghai nodded and said, "They're not too dumb. They know when to run." Eldest senior brother, why does it seem like you're on their side? Yu Zhenghai smiled and said, if you stall any longer, the flying chariot will be out of your octagon formation's range. You'll be wasting the primal chi your formation has amassed over the years. Zhu Honggong understood what Yu Zhenghai meant. He stomped his feet and shot into the air above the octagon formation at lightning speed. 8th junior brother, I know you're in the divine court realm. Don't hold back your strength. Yu Zhenghai reminded Zhu Honggong with his hands on his back. Under Yu Zhenghai's watchful eyes, Zhu Honggong grabbed at the air and seemed to catch the energy in the air. Energy surrounded the huge vortex. Zhu Honggong successfully caught all the primal chi within the octagon formation. 9 tribulations thunderblast. The energy was tinged with the color of lightning. Unlike Lu Zhou's thunderblast, Zhu Honggong's 9 tribulations thunderblast was formed by condensing primal chi into energy and subsequently creating an illusion of lightning from the rapid friction of energies. Interesting. 8th junior brother, use the octagon formation and raise your 9 tribulations thunderblast to its full force. Zhu Honggong held on to the energy as if it was a dragon. He shouted, break. The flying chariot was struggling to free itself from the vortex. Unfortunately, Zhu Honggong's attack was already upon it. Scatter. The flanking cultivators had no choice but to disperse and dodge the attack within the octagon formation. Boom! Zhu Honggong landed a hit on the flying chariot. Energy flowed about turbulently, dancing in the air like snowflakes being scattered. How could an evil sky pavilion disciple with only a cultivation base in the divine court realm be a villain in his own right? This was the answer. The several thousand of Tiger Ridge gang members poked their heads out to look at the shocking attack. They were awed by the dazzling and magnificent display. Without the protection from the cultivator's energies, this attack damaged the formation lines on the flying chariot. Clack! It cracked. The flying chariot teetered precariously in the air. It had lost its mobility. At this moment, the members of the Tiger Ridge gang shouted in unison, all hail the mighty gang leader. They had never seen Zhu Honggong display such impressive strength. This attack had greatly boosted the Tiger Ridge gang members' morale. Zhu Honggong stood within the octagon formation and spoke in a deep voice. It's not over yet. I said that I'm not a pushover. Meanwhile, the righteous sex cultivators quickly deserted the flying chariot when they realized it could no longer move. The primal chi gathered by the octagon formation was not inferior to a nascent divinity tribulation realm expert's primal chi. In other words, although Zhu Honggong was in the divine court realm, within this octagon formation, he was comparable to a nascent divinity tribulation realm expert. Even Yu Zhenghai, Zhu Honggong's eldest senior brother, was slightly taken aback by this. 7 tribulations phenomenon, Zhu Honggong shouted. He mobilized all his primal chi to move the octagon formation. His lightning-like energy surged up into the sky toward the scattered cultivators. Phenomenon was the 7th tribulation in the 9 tribulations thunderblast. It was also Zhu Honggong's most powerful skill. At this moment, the righteous sex cultivators activated their protective energies. The weaker ones continued to descend. Those who connected their Brahman C8 meridians unleashed their avatars. Several 6 recombinant trigram lines and 7 star souls floated down gently. The 9 tribulations thunderblast took effect at this moment. The octagon formation condensed the primal chi into energy that crackled as it shot toward the cultivators. Damn it! The righteous sex cultivators resisted with all their might. 100 tribulations insight. Finally, 100 tribulations insight avatar appeared among the scattered cultivators. A 4-leaf golden lotus glistened in midair. It planted itself before the phenomenon. Zhu Honggong exclaimed in shock, "This is F*** King unfair." He went through so much trouble to gather all the primal chi, activated the octagon formation, and unleashed his most powerful move, and yet it was all blocked by 100 tribulations insight. Again, Zhu Honggong did not want to accept defeat. The 100 tribulations insight suddenly disappeared as a figure shot through the air. The figure belonged to an old man, the righteous sect Zhang Chunlai. It's not sect Master Zhang Yuanshan. Zhang Chunlai was livid. Flames were practically burning in his eyes. He extended a palm and charged toward Zhu Honggong as he cried out, "Die!" A series of palm prints formed a line before it shot toward Zhu Honggong. Thunderclap. Zhu Honggong used the octagon formation to condense his primal chi into energy again and launched it at Zhang Chunlai with a thunderclap. Bam! 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 The energies of the palm prints and the octagon formation's vortex collided, creating a shock wave that rippled outward in the air. The trees around Tiger Ridge were uprooted and destroyed. Zhang Chunlai said in a voice laden with surprise, "To think you're capable of this even though you're in the divine court realm, as expected of an evil sky pavilion's disciple. Cut the nonsense." Zhang Chunlai, "I couldn't find you at the Green Jade altar back then. I didn't expect you to come looking for me." Zhu Honggong shouted as he pointed at Zhang Chunlai from afar. "Alas, a divine court realm cultivator is only a divine court realm cultivator. Do you think you can defeat me with just the octagon formation? Well, you can't stop me from trying." As Zhu Honggong spoke, the area covered by the circle of light expanded. The half-dark and half-light semi-domes fused, and the octagon formation shone with higher intensity. Zhang Chunlai frowned slightly. How could a little Tiger Ridge gang manage such a powerful formation? He hastily looked around him in search of a more powerful target, but he did not see anyone. Yu Zhenghai was standing in the octagon formation as he observed the battle calmly. He nodded slightly. The old man from the righteous sect was not dumb. Old Eight's cultivation base is slightly weak. As an evil sky pavilion's disciple, there were many who wanted to take his life throughout the years, and yet none of them succeeded. If Old Eight did not have a few tricks up his sleeve, he would not have been able to survive for this long. Moreover, he had seen Wu Ya's support. Yu Zhenghai continued to watch the show calmly as he hit his aura. Meanwhile, Zhu Honggong had condensed enough energy. With the help of the powerful octagon formation, his aura and power were already in the nascent divinity tribulation realm. The righteous sect's disciples who were scattered all over the place looked on with an incredulous expression on their faces. It seemed like they had underestimated the eighth disciple who had left the evil sky pavilion. A thunderous energy rained down on them. Block it. There was no need to mention the sense condensing realm cultivators. After the flying chariot was destroyed, they could hardly protect themselves. Most of the Brahmin Sea Realm cultivators were putting up a desperate struggle. As they descended, they racked their brains for a way to repel the pressure from the octagon formation. Zhang Chunlai yelled, "I've already told you, a divine court realm cultivator is only capable of so much." His 100 Tribulations inside avatar made an appearance again. Unlike before, there were 5 leaves on its golden lotus now. "Oh!" He concealed his cultivation base. Yu Zhenghai watched curiously. He had no intention to intervene. Zhu Honggong saw the golden lotus and felt a prickle on his scalp. He lamented inwardly, "What did I do to deserve this?" With his 5-leaf golden lotus's 100 Tribulations inside avatar, Zhang Chunlai charged into the octagon formation. Yin Zhenghai praised. He's quite skilled. He knows how to utilize the difference in their cultivation bases to his advantage and forcibly break through the octagon formation's vortex. The main functions of an avatar were to enhance one's own cultivation base while intimidating the opponent and as a means of protection. However, cultivators usually focused on the enhancement and intimidation side of things. Once their avatars were destroyed, they would lose this advantage. However, if the cultivator uses avatar to suppress his opponent using the difference between their realms, they would be successful in their endeavor. Zhang Chunlai's move was quick, brutal, and precise. He wrapped himself in his glimmering golden avatar and charged into the octagon formation. His avatar kept the octagon formation's energy at bay. "Take this." Zhang Chunlai cried out as he left his avatar suddenly and appeared about 10 meters away from Zhu Honggong and struck with his palm. Daoist palm print? Zhu Honggong frowned. He gathered up his primal chi to block the attack. He raised his arms. Boom! Even so, a 5-leaf nascent divinity tribulation realm's cultivation base was much more powerful compared to a divine court realm's cultivation base. The octagon formation's primal chi seemed to have been blocked by the avatar. Zhu Honggong discovered he could no longer gather primal chi. The palm strike landed squarely on Zhu Honggong, causing him to reel from the blow. Gang leader! Gang leader! Zhu Honggong's gang members shouted in unison when they saw this. The octagon formation was gone, and the primal chi around them had dispersed. Zhu Honggong flipped in the air and managed to steady himself. His chi and blood were surging wildly. His arms were sore and numb. He could feel that he was on the verge of throwing up blood. A shocked expression appeared on Zhang Chunlai's face as he cried out, "You're still alive?" With such a huge difference between their cultivation bases, even if Zhu Honggong managed to survive the blow, he should still be heavily injured. He's unharmed. Zhu Honggong grinned before he laughed. "You old fart. You didn't expect this, did you?" "A Zen tunic?" Zhang Chunlai noticed the exposed corner of the tunic.